So Minnesotans, your pain is real.
Looks like there's nobody in the car. It's one of the few pieces of good news we've heard so far this evening.
Community, especially our black community, is hurting beyond words. Minneapolis and St. Paul are on fire. The fire is still smoldering our streets. The ashes are symbolic of decades and generations of pain, of anguish, unheard. Much like we failed to hear George Floyd as he pleaded for his life as the world watched by people sworn to protect him, his community, our state. Philando Castillo, silenced, unheard. So many other friends, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, senselessly died in our street. Their voices went unheard, and now generations of pain is manifesting itself in front of the world. And the world is watching. Come to understand, we're not going to restore peace on our streets by having a bigger group of National Guard show up. We're not going to establish peace on our streets by keeping a curfew in place all the time. We're going to establish peace on our streets when we address the systemic issues that caused it in the first place.
Oh, there's a loud noise over here.
And that is what every voice on the Capitol is saying. That's what the voices in front of my house are saying. That's what Terrence Floyd is saying. And that's what we need to start saying. So whether it was from the colonial period through Jim Crow, it's still with us.
It's hot. Oh shit. Isn't your skin burning now?
Yes, it's increasing in its volatility.
I gotta back up. My eyes are hurting me.
I want to say, first of all, I myself can fully understand the rage. I spoke this evening to George Floyd's siblings quite extensively. I understand that rage. We've talked about it. We understand what has to happen.
Oh my God! Oh, the horror! Whoa! The building is coming down! What time is it? Note the time. 1:58, about 2 in the morning. The crane's gonna fall! The crane's gonna fall!
The pain of the families who were there was visceral. The anger of a system that seems to continue on. A group of people that know very clearly this isn't about a broken system. This is about a system that's functioning absolutely as it was designed. Unfortunately, that's meant to exclude some from it.
There's blood on the wall.
But I, like Minnesotans, woke up Sunday to this image of a noose at the Capitol.
Pull them this way.
We do have work to do. We do have work to do about racial relations. It is never acceptable. But an equivalency of a coup on the United States government, I've not heard the word. President Trump fomented sedition. It would help to hear that.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Regardless of what happened and the idea that think of any of this as peaceful, I take real umbrage with the idea that what happened here at our Capitol on Wednesday was okay. Because the result of that, in that language of taking the governor and his family prisoner, and there may be casualties, resulted for the first time the State Patrol entering the living quarters and removing my 14-year-old son to a safe location. As he's crying, looking for his dog, wondering what's going on. And as far as condemning things, certainly that has to be there. But this denial of the rhetoric that was pushed from the president continues to be pushed, that there was a fake election to undermine our system, is simply beyond the pale.
A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation.
I want to say that talking to members of the legislature, they may feel safe here, they don't feel safe at home.
We don't want to be here at your home, Warren Limmer. We don't give a fuck about you or your home.
This idea of taking that, and I want to be clear, I get it, and I'm not going to get into a debate here on this, but let's just understand what open carry is about. All of us have had this. Maybe your neighbor's trees are over on your yard. So you go over and knock on the door and say, Gary, you think you could trim your trees down? You know, I'm having this issue. Your black walnut things are in my yard or whatever. We've all done these things. It's a lot different. I go to Gary's house carrying a rifle and telling his trees are in there. And we all know why they open carry for that. It's about intimidation, whether you can or not. Heck, you can carry a chainsaw, but I wouldn't take one into McDonald's.
Skin I'm in. I'm a black man being terrorized by this fucking Klansman right here. We are terrorized by the Grand Wizard. Y'all got the Grand Wizard living in your goddamn neighborhood. All the Klan exists in Hugo, Minnesota, and it's right here. Don't run now. Don't run now, racist white people. I'm here. Oh yeah, we pull up. We pull the fuck up.
Were there people in Minneapolis that illegally looted and burned? Absolutely. That's why we have brought them to justice. But it doesn't change the fact of why were those people on the streets in Minneapolis versus why were those people in the Capitol building. I have continued to try and find where that common ground is, but I'm candidly with you. How do we talk about reaching a compromise on a budget when we can't agree that our elections are fair? And all of the talk about finding the common ground, how do we find common ground when we have people that will not say the election was fair? How do we find common ground when basic medical facts are disregarded? How do we find ground when the leadership continues to perpetrate these falsehoods? Just because you're angry with the result of it isn't an excuse for what's happened. And now we're seeing an equivalency. The United States Capitol was stormed by people who were intent on killing the vice president, the Speaker of the House, and our other legislative leaders at the urging of the President of the United States.